Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 2 a.m., scrolling through your phone or staring at the ceiling, wondering why on earth you can't just fall asleep? Your mind's racing, and even though your body is tired, it feels impossible to switch off. It's that familiar feeling the night stretches on and you're stuck in your head, in that space where time just vanishes. We all know people who seem to thrive in the late hours, those who stay up until the early morning with a burst of energy, getting creative or simply enjoying their alone time. And then there's the rest of us, tossing and turning, wishing we could just get the sleep we know we need. But what's really going on in your brain when you stay up late? Why do some people gravitate towards late-night hours, while others just can't seem to handle it? Let's talk about the psychology behind it. Because while we often hear early to bed, early to rise is the golden rule, staying up late isn't just a bad habit, it's a unique aspect of how your brain and body work. So let's dive in and explore why some of us love the night, and others, well, not so much. Now, first things first, we've all been there, right? You've got work tomorrow, maybe an early meeting or a deadline to meet. But the thought of going to bed just doesn't seem appealing. Maybe you're in the middle of a Netflix binge, or you're working on a passion project that you can't stop thinking about. The night holds this strange magic, a calm that the day doesn't provide. You don't have to worry about the noise of the world or the interruptions from people around you. It's like this special pocket of time that feels different. It's easy to label this as procrastination or bad time management. But the truth is, there's much more at play. The psychology of late-night activity is tied deeply to how your brain functions, especially when it comes to your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is your body's internal clock, and it regulates when you feel sleepy and when you're wide awake. But here's the kicker: this internal clock doesn't work the same for everyone. For some people, they're naturally inclined to be night owls. Their circadian rhythm is a bit more shifted, meaning they feel most awake and alive when the rest of the world is winding down. This phenomenon is called delayed sleep phase disorder, and it's not just about staying up late on the weekends. For some, their body's internal clock is simply wired to prefer nighttime. They feel more alert, more creative, and more productive during the later hours. But let's be real, being a night owl can sometimes be frustrating. Society is built around an early start, with work, school, and everything in between all happening during the day. So when your brain wants to stay up late, but you've got to be up early, it can feel like you're fighting against the natural flow of things. So why do some people actually feel energized when the clock strikes midnight, while others can barely keep their eyes open? Well, part of it has to do with your brain's natural chemistry. When the sun goes down, your body starts producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. But in night owls, this melatonin production is delayed, meaning their bodies don't start winding down until much later. It's like their sleepy signal doesn't hit until 1 or 2 a.m., which is why they tend to stay up longer. And let's not forget the role of dopamine, the feel-good chemical that drives our motivation and pleasure. Interestingly, Dopamine is often higher during the late hours, which can make it harder to stop doing whatever it is you're doing. You're literally getting a reward for staying up late. Whether you're watching your favorite show or diving into a new project, this burst of dopamine can trick your brain into thinking that staying up is more rewarding than going to bed, even though it's ultimately not helpful in the long run. But not everyone has this same relationship with sleep. Some of us feel the need to be productive during the late hours because of internal pressures or external expectations. In today's world, being constantly connected to technology means that many people don't shut off even when it's time for bed. Whether it's checking emails, browsing social media, or getting lost in online content. These distractions can disrupt the body's natural rhythm. The blue light emitted from phones, tablets, and laptops inhibits melatonin production, keeping your brain in a state of alertness. It's no wonder it's so difficult to wind down sometimes. Of course, there are psychological factors at play. Here too, for some, staying up late might be a way to avoid difficult emotions or responsibilities. When the world goes quiet at night, it can provide a comforting escape. If you've ever been up late, just wandering your thoughts or scrolling through your phone to distract yourself, you might know exactly what I mean. It's almost like the nighttime offers a safe space where you don't have to deal with the stresses of the day. You can be in your own little bubble. But let's pause for a moment. If staying up late feels like a way to get away from stress or anxiety, that's a whole other conversation. Over time, relying on the nighttime as a distraction can lead to burnout, especially if it becomes a pattern of avoiding sleep to avoid feelings. And while late-night creativity can feel productive, it's important to acknowledge the toll it can take on your health if it becomes habitual. Let's talk about the flip side now. We know that being a night owl has its perks: more freedom, more time for personal projects, and a burst of creativity in the stillness of the night. But the truth is, this lifestyle isn't without its consequences. If you're staying up late too often and not getting enough sleep, you're doing your brain and body a disservice. Sleep is crucial for everything from cognitive function to emotional regulation. Skipping out on good rest over time can lead to memory issues, irritability, and a lack of focus. In fact, research shows that sleep deprivation can lead to higher stress levels and even mental health problems like anxiety and depression. So, if you're someone who loves staying up late, it's important to ask yourself, am I doing this because I enjoy the quiet and creativity of the night? Or am I using it to escape from something I'm avoiding? If it's the latter, it might be worth exploring the reasons behind it. No one's saying you have to turn into a morning person, far from it. But understanding why you feel drawn to those late hours can help you find a healthier balance. One that allows you to embrace the night without sacrificing your well-being. Here's where it gets interesting. If you're a night owl and you love the freedom of the late hours, but you also want to improve your sleep habits, it's all about managing your circadian rhythm. You can do this by creating a nighttime routine that helps your body gradually wind down, even if you're not naturally inclined to go to bed early. Dim the lights, avoid screens, and create a cozy, relaxing environment that encourages rest. Even though you might be a natural night owl, small adjustments can make all the difference. Now, let's zoom out for a moment. Why does this matter? Because understanding your natural sleep patterns can give you more control over your life. You don't have to feel guilty for staying up late. If you understand your body's rhythm and work with it, the key is finding balance. Sleep isn't something to just get by with, it's something to nurture. And once you find that balance, you'll notice that your productivity, creativity, and mental health all benefit from it. As we wrap up, here's the big takeaway. Being a night owl is more than just a habit, it's a unique aspect of how your brain works. Your body's natural rhythm is something you can work with, not against. So the next time you find yourself wide awake at 2 a.m., ask yourself, am I staying up because I'm creatively alive? Or am I using the night to hide from something? It's a subtle difference, but it makes all the difference in how you approach your relationship with sleep. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Are you a night owl, or do you prefer early mornings? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video insightful, hit subscribe for more psychological deep dives and practical insights into your behavior. Until next time, remember, your sleep is as important as your wakefulness. Don't let the night steal that from you.